Hi, this is Emma from SSL Trust official YouTube channel, and in this video I am going to show you how to install an SSL certificate on your website in DirectAdmin. So let's get started. So this is our website that we're hosting on DirectAdmin. This is the default page, and as you can see, it is not yet secure, and we're going to make sure it is. So the first step in this process is to generate a private key and a certificate sign-in request or CSR. For that, I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the page and then click on CSR generator under online tools. Or you can just search for SSL Trust CSR generator on Google and arrive at this page. Scroll down. So basically, a CSR or a certificate sign-in request is nothing but a request initiated by you, the client, to the certificate authority, which contains all the necessary information such as the domain name and then the business details, which are stored in a hashed form. On the technical side, it also contains the public key, which will be signed by the certificate authority and returned to you in the issued SSL certificate. So just don't make any changes here. These are the default industry standards unless you want to. Then type in your domain name right here without the www, the name of your organization. Click on show address fields, type in your city, your state or province, and choose your country, and then click on generate CSR. So download your private key and your CSR as a text file. And now we can proceed to purchase and configure our SSL certificate. Okay, so I'm here on the SSL Trust homepage, and if you scroll down, you'll see that SSL Trust has established meaningful partnerships with all the leading SSL certificate authorities. And you'll see that we have SSL certificates for just about all of your SSL needs. Whether you want to secure a single domain name, whether you want to secure unlimited subdomains, whether you want organization validation for your business website, whether you want to secure multiple domain names under one SSL certificate, code signing certificates to mitigate security warnings on your website, and then the emailed SSL certificates. So if you're not sure which SSL certificate is the best for you and your website, you can use the SSL Select tool on our website and then choose your SSL certificate, the type that you want, choose your level of validation. Now choose how many domains you want to secure. Any additional features, choose the brands you want them from, click on next. Now you will see a list of SSL certificates that are suited to your exact needs. And if you're still unsure of which SSL certificate to choose, you can always contact our sales team at SSL Trust and we'll be happy to help you out. Now, since this is a demo video, I'm going to go with the standard SSL certificate. Let's go with the Commodore Positive SSL. Fill in your details real quick. Choose your preferred method of payment and then click on complete order. Once you do that, head back to the SSL Trust dashboard and select your purchased SSL certificate right here. So click on start certificate configuration, or you can provide this URL to the person doing the configuration for you. So I'm going to need to copy my CSR. So copy your CSR from the very start to the very end, including all the dashes, and paste it right here. Click on verify CSR. And if these details look just as you inputted them, then we're good to go. Server type, either Apache or Nginx, since DirectAdmin uses both of them. Click on next step. Fill in your details real quick. Type in your email address. Now, if you have a technical individual doing this for you, please enter their details here. Otherwise, use admin contact and then next step. Alright, so now comes an important part of the process, which is domain control validation. So basically, this you have to prove to the issuing certificate authority, which in this case is Sectigo, that you own your domain name and have complete access to it. Now you can do this in one of three methods, namely the email method, which is the easiest one. You should have one of these 5 email addresses at yourdomain.com, and you can send an email which will contain a link, which when you click on should validate the ownership of your domain name, and you should get your SSL certificate. The second is the HTTP file method. Now in this method, you're going to need to create a text file on your server with this exact name under this subdirectory and this primary directory right here. In that text file, you're going to need to paste in these contents and then click on check file to make sure that this information is available on the internet. Once this is verified by Sectigo, you should get your SSL certificate real quick. Now the third, or the method that we're going to use, is the CNAME record validation method. So you're going to need to have access to your DNS settings with either your domain name provider or your hosting provider, depending on where you've pointed your name service to. So copy your CNAME record, head over to your DNS settings, already logged in, add new record right here, type CNAME, and paste it in the host box. Head back to the configuration window, copy the CNAME value, and paste it right here in the pointed to box, and then click on save. Once you do that, you can click on the check DNS record button right here, and then click on search. Now this process of DNS propagation takes from a few minutes up to an hour depending on your service propagation speed. So just keep coming back here, make sure you check refresh, and keep checking the status of your record. In the meanwhile, we can submit our configuration. As you can see, our configuration was a success. This is our order number, and our status is that we're waiting validation. Click here to access the validation manager. So just click on this drop-down menu, choose your method of validation, and click on submit or recheck just to refresh things on Sectigo's end. Now, if you're not able to find the validation manager, head back to the dashboard, select your purchased SSL certificate, and you find the validation manager right here. So I'm going to wait a bit for my DNS record to propagate and for my certificate to be issued. Alright, so we are done with domain control validation and our certificate has been issued. So collect your certificate from right here. So now that we have our certificate files, we can now proceed with the installation on DirectAdmin. So this is the main DirectAdmin dashboard. So I'm going to navigate to the user bit and then to the account manager. Then you're going to need to navigate to SSL Certificates. Now choose your domain name that you already added or that you want to install an SSL certificate on, and then paste a pre-generated certificate and key. So your key, which was downloaded as a text file, Control A, Control C, paste it right here. And then your main certificate, head back to the configuration window, copy the certificate to a clipboard, and then paste it right here. So now that we have pasted our certificate and private key, click on save. And as you can see, our certificate was saved. Now go up and you'll see an SSL CA certificate icon right here. Click on that. Head back to the configuration window. Copy the intermediate certificate to clipboard and then paste it right here. Make sure you check this checkbox, use a CSR. You might want to use an intermediate certificate just because it might mitigate security warnings, if any, arrive on your site. So it's always recommended to use your intermediate certificate too, and then click on save. So CSR is okay. Your site should be secure in a few minutes. So now that we have our SSL certificate right here, you can see that we have it installed. You can even force SSL with HTTPS redirect. So save, setting changed. So just wait for a minute. All right, so it's been about 30 seconds. So let's navigate to our website, https://yourdomainname.com. And as you can see, our connection to this site is now secure. We have successfully installed an SSL certificate on our website. So I hope you were easily able to install an SSL certificate on your website in DirectAdmin. If not, there is a written guide in the video description of this video that you can refer to for more clarity on the process. Now, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you're into all things SSL, do consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.